Hello everyone. I am coming with very interesting and learning topic of general anesthetic agent. Myself Paresh Patel, working as assistant professor in the department of pharmaceutical chemistry at the LJ Institute of Pharmacy, Ahmedabad, Gujarat. The topic is a part of the syllabus in medicinal chemistry of BPharm. Now what are the contents of today's presentation is what is general anesthetic agents, stages of anesthetic agents, classifications of the drugs, how they produce their mechanism, therapeutic uses, and the synthesis of some selected drug. Now, before going in the detail, we need to understand what is general anesthetic agents, how it is differing from local anesthetic agents. Now, as their name indicate, general anesthetic agents are the chemical compounds of the drug which produces the loss of the consciousness, but very important word you have to write down is it should be a reversible. So general anesthetic agents produce the loss of the consciousness, but it should be a reversible in nature. Now, in compare with the local anesthetic agents they produce the loss of the pain sensation to the certain selected organs or the tissues only. General anesthetic agents, as they produce the loss of the consciousness throughout the body, they come under the category of CNS depression drug. Now, CNS depression drug, which is a broad terminology, is the category of the drug that is basically responsible for suppression of central nervous system. So general anesthetic agents will produce the suppression of central nervous system. Now, general anesthetic agents, as they are producing the loss of the consciousness, but the physician must be ensured that the patient has completely lost the consciousness. So to ensure that, certain stages have been defined, and in which particular stage the surgery can be performed, that is been mentioned. So we'll go, there are basically four stages of anesthesia. We'll go one by one, and what are the characteristics of that particular stage. First stage is known as analgesia. As the name indicates, during this stage there is only loss of the pain. The reflexes are normal, eyeball is also normal, and that is also reacted to light. So it cannot be the ideal stage to go for the surgery. Followed by the stage 2, which is also known as the excitement stage. And as the name indicates, there is excitement characterized by the agitations. Sometimes the vomiting may be also occur because of the stimulation of CTZ. Now, this stage is again not considered to be the ideal stage to go for the surgery or surgical anesthesia. The stage 3, as its name indicates, it is a surgical anesthesia stage. Now, stage 3 is again subdivided into 4 planes. Plane 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now, among these 4 planes of stage 3, plane 2 and plane 3 are considered to be the ideal stage to go for the surgery. So, if the surgery is performed in the plane 2 and plane 3 of the stage 3, the safety can be ensured. And what is the characteristic in this plane 2 and plane 3 is there is decrease the skeletal muscle reflexes, there is completely loss of the spinal reflexes, eyeball is fixed, pupil are dilated, and they are not reacted to light. So all the characteristics which is needed to perform the surgery are ensured in this particular stage. Followed by the very dangerous and toxic stage, that is a stage 4. Stage 4 is also known as medullary paralysis, and sometimes it is also referred as respiratory paralysis, because the respiratory centers they are located in the medulla oblongata of the central nervous system. Now there is a paralysis. So if the patient will be entered into the stage 4, there are chances of respiratory failure, and because of this respiratory failure, sometimes death may be also occur. So the physician who are administrating the general anesthetic agents They have to monitor the respiration, blood pressure and other vitals in order to ensure that the patient must be remain in the plane 2 and plane 3 of the stage 3 only. By mistake, because of the overdose and other parameters, if the patients will enter into the stage 4, there are chances of the death. So these 4 stages are there. Stage 1 is the analgesia, stage 2 is the excitement, stage 3 is the surgical anesthesia, and stage 4 is respiratory paralysis. Now, the drugs which are used as a general anesthetic agents, they are broadly classified into 2 categories. One is inhaled general anesthetic agents and second one is IV general anesthetic agents. Inhaled general anesthetic agents, they are again subdivided into 2 categories, that is based on the state of matter. Either they are available in the gas or either they are available in the liquid. Cyclopropane and nitrous oxides are in the gas form, while in liquid there are many like chloroform, ethyl chloride, vinyl ether. In case of IV general anesthetic agents, they are subdivided into 4 categories. First one is ultra short acting barbiturates, aryl cyclohexylamine derivatives, benzodiazepine derivatives, and certain miscellaneous like a propofol or etomidate. If you see the structure of inhaled general or inhalation general anesthetic agents, they are simple aliphatic hydrocarbons or some alkyl halides or the polyhalogen compounds which containing more than one halogen atoms. So most of the compounds, they are aliphatic in nature and they are having either of halogen elements like a fluorine or chlorine. In case of liquid IV anesthetic agents, again ultra short acting barbiturates. Now barbiturates are again classified into 4 categories: long acting, intermediate acting, short acting and ultra short acting barbiturates. In ultra short acting barbiturates, the general structure of barbituric acid, the oxygen atom should be replaced with the sulfur so that the ultra short activity can be ensured. So the drugs which are used as a IV anesthetic agents, they are come from the ultra short acting barbiturates. And what are the example is methohexital and thiamylar. So these are, you can see the structures where oxygen atoms is replaced with the sulfur atom. As they are rapidly acting and they are administered through the IV route, so they ensure the activity very spontaneously. Now another one is aryl cyclohexylamine, which contain a very popular drug, that is a ketamine. Ketamine is act as a non-competitive antagonist for the NMDA and glutamate receptors. It is a choice of surgical operation for the shorter duration action is required. Benzodiazepine, as their name indicates, that they containing the one benzene ring, di means 2 and aza means nitrogen. So 2 nitrogen atom containing cycloheptane ring is there with the benzene ring. So they, in general, they are known as the benzodiazepine. And what are the, if you see the structure, diazepam, midazolam, propofol and etomidate. In case of the propofol, you have to remember it containing the isopropyl group. So that is used to remember the structure. As propofol, that means it is isopropyl group. Etomidate containing ethyl chain. So based on that one, you can able to remember in etomidate there is a ethyl group. Propofol and etomidate, they are very commonly used drugs and they are responsible for the modulations of GABA receptors. And GABA is a primary inhibitory neurotransmitter in the central nervous system. Now, after classification, we need to know, okay, what should be the ideal characteristic of a general anesthetic agents. As we know that general anesthetic agents, they are not free from the toxicities. So their administration should be required to having the particular care. And we need to know, okay, what should be the ideal characteristics so that the general anesthetic agent can be administered safely. First is that they produce the rapid and induction of the surgical anesthetic activities. They produce the adequate relaxation of the skeletal muscle. They should be enough potent so that they supply the adequate amount of the oxygen. They should be minimum soluble in the blood and tissues. and therefore they can ensure the safety. They should be a non-explosive, chemically should be compatible with the anesthetic devices through which the general anesthetic agents are administered, and they should be a non-reactive. And very important one, they should be free from the toxicities like cardiotoxicity, hepatotoxicity, neurotoxicity, and renal toxicities. Now, based on this one, we need to know how the general anesthetic agents produce their actions in vivo. As if you need so see the structure of general anesthetic agents in any of the categories, they are not represented by one particular chemical groups. Some of the structure are very small, while some are very complicated, like a benzodiazepine or barbiturates. So there is no any chemical similarity between the structures, but still their action is very common, and they produce a very potent anesthetic agents like a chloroform. As you know, the structure is very simple, CHCl3 only, but it is very potent. So even the structure activity relationship cannot be established for the general anesthetic agents. About two theories have been proposed in order to elucidate the mechanism of general anesthetic agents. First theory is known as Mayer and Overton hypothesis, or Mayer and Overton theory. According to Mayer and Overton theory, general anesthetic agents produce their suppression in the central nervous system is because of their higher partition coefficient. And because they have a very high partition coefficient, that is lipid water partition coefficient, their ability to cross the blood-brain barrier is very high. And once they are able to cross the blood-brain barrier, they are able to suppress the central nervous system, and therefore they induce the anesthesia. So according to this theory, the action of the general anesthesia is because of their higher lipid water partition coefficient. Now second theory is, or which is also known as the modern theory of general anesthetic agents, which have been proposed after the discovery of certain receptors and molecular pharmacological activities. According to this theory, general anesthetic agents produce their action because they potentiate or facilitate the action of GABA receptor. And GABA is a very potent inhibitory neurotransmitter in the central nervous system. So according to this theory, the general anesthetic agents facilitate or modulate the action of the GABA. And because the activity of the GABA is increases, the inhibitory action is ensured. And due to that one, the central nervous system is inhibited or suppressed. Now we'll see the certain synthesis of some selected drug. First one is a halothane. So trichloroethylene will react with the hydrogen fluoride in presence of antimony chloride at the temperature of 130 degree centigrade temperature, and later on it will be followed by the brominations at the 450 degree centigrade temperature. So it's very easy synthesis. Second one is methohexital, which is prepared from the 1-butyne magnesium bromide, will react with the acetaldehyde, and later on it will react with the phosphorus tribromide, which is again reacting with the diketo ester compounds, and then it will react with the allyl bromide, and followed by the reaction with N-formyl methanamine, and then we will get the methohexital, which is a barbiturates derivative. And last one is the ketamine. Ketamine is synthesized from 2-chlorobenzonitrile. You need to remember this starting material name. Sometimes it is asked in some competitive exams like GPAT or NIPER. The 2-chlorobenzonitrile will react with the cyclopentyl magnesium bromide, which is followed by the bromination, and then it will reacting with the methanamine to get the ketamine. So this is all about the synthesis of this three drug, that is ketamine, halothane, and methohexital. Now, what are the therapeutic applications of general anesthetic agents? In the starting of this lecture only, I have told you that these are used to produce the loss of the consciousness, and because they are used to produce the loss of the consciousness, they are used to perform the very complicated and major surgery. So whatever the advancement in the medical science nowadays is there, that is because of these general anesthetic agents, because because of the presence of these general anesthetic agents only, nowadays these very major and complicated surgeries are performed. In today's scenario, or if you see the current scenario, many of the general anesthetic agents, what is the limitation measure is that the patients can be entered into their respiratory paralysis. So use are certain limitations, and therefore nowadays the application of the general anesthetic has been restricted by the discovery of some local anesthetic agents and spinal anesthesia. So the topic of this local anesthesia and spinal anesthesia we are going to discuss in the next episode.